I'm gonna start in a little bit. I'm gonna just kind of let them notifications hit a few more people, hopefully, and they catch it live or they can catch it after the fact. Anywhere it go, I hope what I'm getting ready to put on here is beneficial. Um, yeah, we're in 2019, but Lord's willing, we all make it to see 2020. And I think there's some detrimental things that need to be addressed, some things that need to be thought about. Um, and I hope that I provoke you in some kind of way to get ready for whatever changes that are going to happen. I'm not a fan of waiting on a bunch of folks anyway, so whatever, let's go make this happen. So, I'm in a totally new place, new space, new mindset. Nowhere near where I was before mentally, and it's not even the fact of all of 2019. It's really just been this back half of 2019 that has really put me in a progressive mindset, to where I'm no longer willing to sit around people who consistently procrastinate and deal with people who are more focused on being lackadaisical and not wanting to move or do anything. And I'm so focused on being progressive that I have to be okay with letting people and places go. And I'm okay with that. But what happens typically when we want to make a transition and when we want to leave, we may sometimes leave the area where the storm was happening, and we assume that the storm is somewhat going to pass. But many of us never realized that we were already in a storm before other storms came along. I'll give you this as an example. There is an amusement park that was down in New Orleans, and around 2005, we all know about the hurricane that came through New Orleans. And I met some beautiful, amazing people from Louisiana when they moved up towards the Chicago area, and it was amazing to be able to meet these people. But I just found out recently, and we're in 2019 going to 2020, that there was a sign at this amusement park that was once called Jazzland and then purchased by Six Flags, and they went through this hard storm from Katrina in 2005. And I just found out that there's a storm that they put up in 2005 that said, we will open when the storm passes. In 2019, they still have a storm up that says, we'll open when the storm passes. Some of you haven't been able to open up your life because the storm that you once were in, it never passed. You've came into 2010 all the way up now to 2019, all because of a storm from 2009. Or you had a storm that happened last week, or you had a storm that happened 2 weeks ago, or you had a storm that happened to you when you were 5 or 6 years old. Some of you have had storms that you've went through the storm and you in a sense physically came out of the storm, but mentally, the storm never passed. And I'm sorry that you've been in a situation that the storm has never passed. But one of my favorite things to read in the Bible, it says these words. If you don't read any other words in the Bible, I know everybody ain't tuned into it, and some people think that they are so intelligent and so smart that they don't need the Bible when they go all the way into this other stuff. That's another conversation for another day. But these 4 words are some of the most important words that you could ever read in the Bible. And they say, this too shall pass. You have to let it go. Whatever it was, whoever it was, you have to let it go. Don't be like an amusement park that is meant to bring out joy and bring out fun and give you a reasonable fear, but the fear is supposed to be so exhilarating that it makes you excited to want to get back in line and do it all over again. Don't become one of those people who are disgruntled that the storm came and the storm never left and you never get back in line to experience the joys that life has for you. It's okay. Because guess what? The storm came. But because you're here today, you should know. This too, no matter what it is, no matter when it happened, no matter what it was, this too shall pass. You're worth it. You're worth every single breath that God gave you, and He gave it to you for a reason. But you need to know that this too shall pass. Y'all be blessed. Love y'all.